So today is the March the 9th and 2026. We are in Joyful Garden Sangha House, Singapore. Today is the second class of Mindful Breathing Sutra. And thank you very much for taking interest to come physically, to come to the Sangha House in Lavender Road and to go deeper into the second domain. Yeah. The last class we already discussed about a body. The first mindfulness, we come back to our body. So mindfulness, we always at the object, and then the object is our body, because the body is the closest one to us. Not other people's body, but our own body. To feel it, and then to connect ourselves with our body. And nowadays, quite a lot of people already, like the scientists, they really have a research and saying that actually a lot of frustration and stress, and then like a feeling loss is because they disconnect with their body. So after for so many years practice mindfulness of my body, I really receive a lot of benefits. Yeah, and then I know what happened to my body, because sometimes there's a certain spot of my body, maybe the shoulders or my muscle, or my leg or my back. Sometimes it's very painful, but feeling like my mind cannot recognize the painful situations. So when I know that my back is very pain, then I will just stand up and then go for a walk a little bit, and then do a little bit stretching, and then my body feels so happy. So the happiness is not only about our mind, but it's also about our physical body. Yeah. Whatever you eat, whatever you drink is also give an impact to your body. Yeah. I know food in Singapore is very delicious. Okay, I will share my slide. So today will be the second class of the discourse on the full awareness of breathing. It's the Anapanasati Sutta, class number 2. Today we will talk about feelings. So before we go, I would like to invite all of us to practice this gatha, this poem. So when we hear the half sound, we take an in breath and out breath. And then when we hear the full sound, we will, inside of our heart, we recite So when you hear the full sounds of the bell, we take an in breath, we read the first line in our heart, listen, listen, breathing out this wonderful sound. Breathing in brings me back, and breathing out to my true home. And then you can continue to breathe, you wait for the second sound, and then when you hear the second sound, you do the same for the second time, and then also for the third time. I hope that the Joyful Garden Sangha can practice this gatha every day or every activities you host in the Sangha house. Yeah. Let's practice together. Thank you very much, and we will practice listening to the chimes clock also every 15 minutes. So if you remember, you can recite in your heart. Yeah, listen to this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. But if you don't remember, you don't know anything, or your mind suddenly goes blank, you just in and out. Breathing in and breathing out, that's enough. Yeah. Because to practice with the Gatha, you also have to familiarize. Yeah, you do it 1 time, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, and then slowly come to you. Like for us, we practice for more than 10 years. We also sometimes, in our heart, we forget to recite the Gatha. But many times we can remember to recite the Gatha to accompany our in-breath and out-breath. So if you have this book, it's called Breathe You're Alive, it will be very nice to have a copy. And I know nowadays not many people like to have a hard copy. Yeah. If you, this is a different version. This is India versions. It's called Breathe You Are Alive with a different cover. But I believe it's the same thing inside. And then I believe in the Parallax Press also is available. And if you don't want to buy the physical book, you can buy an electronic book. And I have a lot of collections of my teacher's book. I'm a fan of my teacher. As a monk or nun, we can have a fan, but not the singer or thing. No, not Liu Te Hua. No, not. Long time ago, I also fans. Yeah, like Aaron Ko Fu Chen. It's my time. Liu Te Hua, Ko Fu Chen. Who else? Zhang Xueyou. But nowadays maybe changed already. Huh? They don't, not sure whether they sing anymore. And Breathe You Are Alive is the commentary on the sutra on the full awareness of breathings. And don't be surprised why Mahayana we study the Pali scripture, because sometimes people will think in a very narrow-minded way, thinking that this is belong to the maybe Theravada school. But why the Mahayana have to learn this? Yeah. But in our eyes, our teachers always say that we don't really discriminate between the Pali scripture of a Theravada or the Mahayana scripture. They all belong to the Buddha. So we don't really discriminate, or our way of looking at them is not very sectarian. Sectarian, no? Yeah. Either Mahayana or Theravada or Vajrayana actually is okay. We are kind of practice openness. Yeah. And then this is a little thing that I want to show you. Like I really spending a lot of time. But don't worry, I will explain to you slowly. Yeah. And I really spent like a whole afternoon trying to create this image. Okay, generally speaking, if you are familiar with Buddhism, and then you study, you read books, or you listen to a talk, usually they will tell you something about 3 studies that are very important according to Buddhism. The first one is we call it Jie. Is the precepts, correct? Is the precept. And then the second one is the concentrations. Yeah, the concentration. Yeah, Ting. And then the third one is the Hui. Yeah, the insight, understanding, or if you want to say wisdom also okay. In plant village, usually we use the term insight or understanding. Yeah, insight or understanding. So in the Buddhism, usually they will tell you these precepts, concentration, and insight, Jie, Ting, Hui. This is nothing wrong about this, but it's just our teacher have a different way of looking at it. Yeah, he say because the time when like Wednesday we have a class of mindfulness training. So I also share with friends when they attended the 5 mindfulness training presentation class that the chair actually is to help us to better our mindfulness. That is why the chair usually the precepts. Our teacher he say is chair. The precept actually is the we practice to give rise to mindfulness. Yeah. 正念修习 So 正念 is the right mindfulness. 修习 is the practice. You repeat again, it's become a habit. So it's also related to some kind of a psychologist. They also share that you repeat something, it's become a habit, right? Yeah, like for us, we practice mindful breathing whole day. So it's become a habit of us, many years, many months, many years. So whatever happened, for example, when we are nervous or angry, when we are a little bit frustrated, monks also, monks or nuns, sometimes we are also a little bit frustrated. But we have a power to remember because we have the mindfulness, we have the breathing. So it's quite easy for us to return to our breathing and then to cool down ourselves. So in a few minutes, we can calm down ourselves. Yeah. So this is, that's why we call it is you repeat the practice, become a habit, but the habit of a mindfulness, not an autopilot. Because nowadays we talk about a lot of autopilot. And then when in the autopilot mode, we don't have this, we are not the master of ourselves. We are driven by our habit. Yeah. Our teachers like saying it's like a horse. Yeah, a person riding a horse, and then the horse run very fast. And then the people asking, "Hey, where are you going?" The person on the horse riding the horse say, "I don't know. You ask the horse." You say. So if I say, "Hey, where are you going?" You will say, "I don't know. Ask my habit." Yeah, my habit energy. Your habit energy will driven you to go to do something, to watch something, to eat something, to listen something, to cover yourself, because you feel a hollow inside, something empty. Yeah. So we want to practice in the way that the precept not sound so scary, because there are people think that this precept is a little bit scary because it's like telling me what to do. I heard one time, it's like a venerable Ananda. I heard from my teachers, yeah. So one time he shared that actually when he went to the Western countries, like the United States, a lot of people where their way of thinking is very advanced, their logic is very strong. So when you tell them what to do using these precepts, something related to sin, something related to broken the rules, especially by the ultimate Almighty God or something, so they will feel very irritated. Yeah. So rather than using the precepts, and then he used a similar term, he just changed the term, is making the precept become acceptable to all people, everybody. Yeah, everybody's saying, oh, okay, this is to train our mindfulness. It's not to, like the God told me, to go to the left or to go to the right. But nowadays we have a lot of understanding when we use the term precept or the mindfulness training. I think both we are free already. We are free from, because when we listen, you come here to listen to me, you bring your own knowledge, you have your own experience, right? Those experiences sometimes will color your way of listening to me. It might happen like that. So that's why in Plant Village you can see the logo of Plant Village. There's a circle with a lotus in the middle, and then underneath you have the word called Samadhi, Samadhi, and Prajna. Samadhi is the mindfulness, Nian, and then the Samadhi is the concentration. Yeah, and then the Prajna is the Hui, the insight or the understanding. So Plant Village, the way, because we are a meditation center, so we want to say in a way that is according to the practice of meditation. That's why they say the mindfulness give rise to concentration. Because a lot of people asking, how come the precept can give rise to concentration, you know? Yeah. But actually when you practice precepts, you need a higher mindfulness, you know. If you don't have a mindfulness, then your precept is, we call it in the surface only, the outer form. You practice the precept, but you want other people to know that you are practicing the precept. It's a show at the end. So the practice is not the show. So you want to encourage people to practice wholeheartedly in a way, so we don't get caught. Yeah. Okay, now if you come back to this, I think just show this one first. It's okay, you not to, because I want to tell them about this. Okay, maybe I can sit down first. Okay, it's a little bit, but don't feel stressed first. So you see if you're from the right side, you will see the right mindfulness, right? Just now I told you. Yeah. Also, it also mean the precepts, the jie, the zheng nian. So our practice here from just now when we practice the guided sitting meditation, we have the bell, and then I ask you to pay attention to your in-breath and out-breath and recite the gatha. Listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. Actually, you give rise to a mindfulness, because the breathings bring you to the present moment, right? And then when you practice, if you make the time a little bit longer, the breathing, when you observe your breathing a little bit longer, yeah, then it will come a condition of your state of mind become very clear, or I call it clarity or right comprehension. You know very precisely that you listen to the bell. Because sometimes when you listen to the bell, maybe halfway, and then suddenly your mind disappears. You are not with the bell anymore. But that quick moment also, you suddenly come back again because you need to recite the second line, right? For the third line. And then you have to, I told you to observe the in-breath and out-breath combined with the poem at each line, So you can come back. But of course when you practice 1 or 2 times, it may be a little bit difficult. But you practice regularly, you repeat again, and then it will become very easy. So your minds become flexible, easy to call your mind back. But now your mind is easy to wander, they call it ruminating, like jumping from one place to the other place and all around Singapore, from east to west, and then come back to the east again, and then back to the Lavender Road. So your mind is running very quickly. So even maybe we think that our mind, it doesn't have legs, but it can fly very quickly from one place to the other place. Yeah. And then you will see that in our traditions, when you take an in-breath and out-breath, actually is the body. There's a little 4 things over there. Body, feelings, mind, and object of mind. This is according to the the domains, or the 4 domains are very important domains of Mindful Breathing Sutra. So last week we already discussed about breathing in and breathing out is actually our body. Yeah. Short or long breath, or following my in breath and out breath. You can go to look once again. Huh? The second breath is following my in breath and following my out breath, right? And then the third one is aware of my body. Breathing in, aware of my body. Breathing out, aware of my body. And then the number 4 is breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my body. So it's related to body, the first one, right? Yeah. And then in the Satipatthana, the 4 foundation of mindfulness, it make it broader a little bit. Your body included the walking, standing, sitting, lying down. The 4 main posture. These 4 things you do it every day. So the Buddha say, when you take an in breath and out breath, we want to know that what we are doing. For example, we are walking. In breath and out breath, I know that I'm sitting down, that you are sitting down right now. Sometimes you are sitting down, but your mind's not register that you are sitting here. Now you can start to register that, oh, I'm sitting down here with my leg, with what kind of posture, or left or right, or what happened to your posture of your body. Yeah. So the 4 postures is the walking, the standing, sitting, and lying down. Every day we for sure will do it. Will you miss one of them in one day? No, I don't think so. That is why Buddha say we want to practice mindfulness in daily life, that you don't have a reason to say that I'm too busy to practice mindfulness, right? You cannot say that, oh brother, I don't want to walk today, you know. But if from your room to the toilet you also have to walk, or no? Cannot. Oh brother, I don't want to lie down, you know. But tonight you have to go to your room and lie down to sleep, you know. Cannot, you cannot see. So like daily things that you cannot avoid at all, and then you will put it together with the mindful breathing, the breathing in and breathing out, combined. Yeah, that's why I put this line there, breathing, right? The C, the breathing. So the breathing combined with your activities, right? Okay. And then you see below there's a plus plus, right? Plus plus, it means a extra and a bonus. Like when you are washing dishes, when you are cooking soup, when you are sweeping the floor. So you can combine with the breathing. So while you sweep the floor, there's a lot of happiness there. Breathing in, you sweep, sweep, sweep. Breathing out, you sweep, 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 like that. Try. Don't laugh. I ask you to do that. Give it a try. It might sound a little bit silly. It sounds a little bit silly, but it really works. And then if you sweep the floor for 10 minutes, and then you feel a lot of happiness there. But nowadays we have a little robot to sweep our floor. But there's a time to time you can let the robot, that robot, right? You know that robot, we have one over here. Because this morning we are eating lunch, and then the robot suddenly banged to my butt. I was very shocked. What is this? I said, how come somebody banged? So I just realized, oh, this is a little robot that sweep the floor. So from time to time, you can let the robot to take a rest, and then you do your own sweeping, and then a lot of happiness. In and out, and then a smile during the sweeping. It becomes very awakened, very meaningful, and very joyful activities. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of plus. You find out yourself. Yeah, like for myself, I like to apply this breathing and smiling while I'm brushing my teeth. Yeah. And then now, because you see, I have to drag my ropes upstairs. So now I also practice slowly walking, go up the stairs, slowly and mindfully to go up. Yeah, because it's quite tight. Yeah. So you see, we already finished the body, and today we want to talk about the feeling, the second one, and then the mind, and then the object of mind. Yeah. So while we are doing this mindful breathing in and out combined with our activities, our body, and then actually two things happening at the same time is called stopping. Because when you take an in breath and out breath, the stopping already happened because your mind not jump into the future or get caught in the past. So the stopping is working at the same time. That's why in the meditation they call it a samatha. It can make you become very calm and peaceful while you're sweeping the floor with combined with the in and out. Right? Yeah, you can try. And then for this looking deeply, it will not immediately happening, but it will take some time. Maybe after 5 or 10 minutes you sweep the floor, maybe the looking deeply will appear. It means like first, while you are sweeping the floor, you are very present. You are together, your mind together with the action, right? And then suddenly you will see that, oh, this is very wonderful. Huh? Because after I clean the room or the floor, it's become very feel comfortable. So you can start to see, oh, there's a benefit of I'm doing it. Because sometimes maybe somebody asks you, your mom, your father, or your husband or your wife, oh, please clean the floor. And then you feel very irritated. Why you have to ask me to clean the floor? But using that mind to clean the floor is not very useful. So you turn, you change, you transform. Okay, yeah, I feel in breath, out breath, I sweep, in breath, out breath, I sweep. So it totally changed. And then slowly you will see a lot of things. I heard one time, oh, this is Bhante Ananda, the Venerable, Venerable Ananda. Once he told a story about a monk, it's called a Chula Pantaka. It's in 2,600 years ago. He's a disciple of a Buddha, but he is a very, very easy forget things. But Chula Pantaka has an elder brother called Maha Pantaka. Maha is mean big, Chula means small. Yeah. So the big Pantaka and the small Pantaka. The big Pantaka, Maha Pantaka, is the elder brother. The Chula Pantaka is the younger brother. So the elder brother already ordained and very smart, super intelligent. Yeah. And then he said, because the family only two of them. So after the elder brother ordained, he also okay, you also ordain together with me. So the brother can take care of him. Because the younger brother is very, very, very what I say, not very intelligent. Not very intelligent, yeah. So both of them ordained in the tradition of the Buddha, not in the tradition of Thich Nhat Hanh, in the tradition of a Buddha, and then they learn a lot of Buddha's teaching. The elder brother was very, very smart, but the younger brother is so slow. And then people start to complain. You see, you are very smart, but your brother like this, it will disgrace the Buddha. Disgrace, Disgrace means like you make the reputation of the Buddha going down so much. How come we have a very not intelligent monk like that? So the elder brother was very a lot of burden, and then he said, "Okay, I will teach my brother. I will do my best. I will make him to recite at least a few sentences, and then to recite to everybody, so everybody can know that he's making progress." But after a few days, after a few weeks, still So the elder brother teach him the first line, he remember the first line. And then when the brother teach him the second line, he forgot the first line already. So always like that. And then the brother was so angry. Okay, you out from the Sangha, he said. But even the brother chased the younger brother away. The elder brother also suffered so much. It's not because the elder brother hit the younger brother. And then the younger brother feels so sad. I know I'm not very intelligent. You taught me this, but I only can remember a little bit. So at the end, the younger brother ran to the forest. Ran to the forest, and then he's very lucky. He met the Buddha. And the Buddha looked at him. Why you are so sad? Your face looks like this, Have a dialogue talking to the Buddha. Oh, yeah, like this. And then my elder brother chased me away. But the Buddha didn't blame the elder brothers. But the Buddha providing a solution. Okay, no problem. You follow me. He said, you follow me. My hut is over there. Let's go there. And then Buddha gave him just a broom. And then Buddha tell him, so every day you use this broom to clean surrounding my hut, the Buddha's hut. But so the only one thing that he's very good at is very diligent. So Buddha asked him, okay, you take this broom and then you clean the hut every day because there's a falling leaves, dirty, he has to clean it. It means like sweep the floor and clean the floor. He just say something like that, a very simple one, simple 2 sentences, like a mantra. Sweep, clean, like that. And then after some time, this miracle happened, and then this younger brother who is not very intelligent, he attained the highest attainment. They call it arahat. The elder brother very smart, but not yet attained arahat. But the younger brother who they say very not very intelligent, but he reached the highest awakening of arahat earlier. You see, so the intelligence actually not really the main factors to attain. They call it certain attainment. So everybody shocked, and everybody realized that everybody had the potential. You don't think that you are not very intelligent. You don't be so proud because you are very smart. It also can become a very great obstacle if you are very smart. But everybody have their own obstacle. We cannot really compare, but it's happening like that. So, using a very simple way, just now I mentioned like you sweep the floor, and maybe you like a chula pantaka, you sweep, clean, and then suddenly you realize something. You have this realization like suddenly pop up. I cannot guarantee, it might come out to you. Yeah, it's called stopping, because he's stopping his mind, and then he has a very deep looking, because he swept the floor every day, and then suddenly he realized, why I have to sweep every day? At the very beginning, he think, I follow the Buddha's instruction, the first few weeks, and then slowly he say, so tired, why this leaf every day falls down? I have to clean it. And then he make a connection with the falling leaves, the dirty, with the dirtiness, the obstacle inside of his heart. Oh, I also have a lot of dirtiness inside of me. So I also have to clean it. So he say, I clean the dirt outside, is at the same time clean the dirt inside of me. He make a connection. Very simple one. So after some time, it's really clean. Outside clean and inside also clean. That's why he suddenly attained this arahat, So brushing teeth, sweeping the floor, washing dishes. No. Sometimes you just turn on the tap and then fill the water and then you clean. Suddenly enlightened. A lot. Long time ago, there's a lot of stories saying that the monks and nuns, they went out to alms around, And then after the monks or nuns return to the hamlet, to their hut, and then they just use the water to clean their feet, and then suddenly enlightened during that time. And then they create a very beautiful gatha poem. Yeah. So I also hope that maybe this, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. It can be an enlightenment gatha for you. In our tradition also, when we receive a lamb's transmission, we have to compose a gatha, a very stressful moment also. Because we have to produce something from our heart, from our experience. Cannot fake one, cannot ask ChatGPT. Because nowadays, whatever you want to do, always ask ChatGPT. Yeah. So you have that clarity. You stop your mind, you have the clarity. Yeah. When you can see clearly, your concentration automatically becomes stronger. So when you practice mindfulness or mindful breathing, you don't need to look for concentration. It will come to you. Yeah. And then using the mindfulness, the clarity and the concentration, you can look deeply. Yeah. This is what happened to Julapantaka. He can make a connection between the dirt outside and the dirt inside. The inside and the outside, they are actually interconnected. Yeah. Okay? Now, can you understand the picture now? Huh? Because just now when I turn it on, you look like you're very stressful. But there's quite a lot of things to share, but I just briefly share to you so you have this brief. I have not talked about the feeling. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Huh? So we are actually on the second part of the sutra. The second section is the heart of the sutra. Is elaborate the 16 methods of fully aware of breathings in connection with the 4 establishments of mindfulness. And then please come here once again to visit, because I put something there, another new file. Or maybe later we can send you to the group or somewhere. I'll send to you the same link. Yeah, correct. Same link. Yeah, we'll send to you. Okay. And then we already discussed the number 1 to 4. Yeah. And then number 1 to 4, you can do it regularly wherever you want. Yeah, whenever you are, or you are in the MRT, you are in the bus, or you are sitting on the car, taxi, or traveling. You have time. You can repeat breathing in. I know this is my in breath. Breathing out. I know this is my out breath. Yeah. Breathing in, I follow my in breath from the beginning until the end. Breathing out, I follow my out breath from beginning to the end. Yeah. So it's called following. Suisi. Yeah. Churusi, suisi. And then the third one is the aware of my body. So you just say, breathing in, I aware of my body. So in your heart, when you say like this, actually your whole body react. Your whole body following the instruction from your mind. So your mind can give that instruction. Yeah. And then you also can combine number 3 and 4. Usually number 3 and 4 I combine. Breathing in, I aware of my body, and then breathing out, I relax, or I calm my body. Yeah. So number 3 and 4 actually you can combine if you want. Yeah. So number 1, number 2, 3 and 4 can combine. But if you want to make it longer, also possible. Breathing in, aware of my body. Breathing out, aware of my body, can. And then the number 4, breathing in, I relax my body. Breathing out, I relax my body, also can. So it can be flexible. And then number 5 to 8. Number 5 is experiencing joy. Yeah. So we deliberately call the joy moment. Yeah, the happiness moment. And then number 7 and 8 is a little bit special. I will explain to you what is the mental formations or calming the mental formations. But I want to share with you that when we talk about feelings, we will have these 4 kinds of feelings. Even the traditional scripture, they only mention three feelings, but in plant village we put one more feeling. It's called the mixed feeling. So you have this comfortable feeling. If you have a good cushion, maybe you have a comfortable feelings. You can sit for half an hour or 1 hour without have to move your posture, probably. Yeah. But comfortable and uncomfortable, they are always take turn to manifest. Because when you feel uncomfortable, you have to move your leg a little bit, right? Yeah. Like this is talking about when you're sitting. And then the third one is called neutral, or the comfortable is called. I think I did the wrong things. Okay, let me just. Can I just change it now? How come? Maybe too quick. My hand copy paste. Okay, let me fix a little bit. Okay, let's share once again. I hope this time is correct. So the comfortable feeling is called le so. Yeah, uncomfortable is ku so. Le and ku, I think it's pretty clear. Huh? And then the third one is called neutral, bu ku bu le so. So it's like mixing number one and number two, neither both. Yeah, neither, not number one, not number two. But it's not really neutral. But maybe the English we only can use neutral or ambivalent, correct? Ambivalent, yeah. And then the number 4 is our teacher say in a lot of time we have a mixed feelings. Yeah, number 1, 2, 3 mixed together is become a mixed feeling. Yeah, her so her is mean like putting it together, mixed feeling. Because I remember one time he told us about because his body is very tired, so he asked a brother to give a massage to him. So during the massage, he said, "Oh, this massage is somehow very painful, but also at the same time very good." So the massage somehow make the body painful, but at the same time you feel so good. So he said, "Oh, this is a mixed feeling," he said. So how come this massage giving you these two kind of feeling? Yeah, so this is why he say the mixed feelings. So the feeling mostly arise due to contact. We have a contact. So for example, when I talk about the massage, is contact between our skin, our shoulders with the hand is a contact. When we look at something, when we look at the little cat there, maybe you suddenly smile. Oh, this is funny cat. Yeah. So your eyes contact with the picture, right? Yeah. Or your ear contact with the sound of the bell. If the bell too loud, maybe you feel not comfortable. But if the bell right strength, and then it will produce a very sweet and comfortable sound. Yeah. Right? So just remember this, and then we want to be okay with everything. This is why sometimes this is nowadays the young people say, "It's okay." How do they say that? It's okay not to be okay. I think it can represent our spirit that we are okay with everything. Comfortable, we are okay. Because sometimes if we are comfortable, we feel like, "Oh, please stay with me forever." Your mind automatically say like that, and then without you aware, right? But if you have an uncomfortable feeling, you immediately have a mind saying, want to push it away. Please go away. I don't want this uncomfortable feeling with me. It's become a hatred. It's become a anger. It become like you want to push it away. Yeah, it's a little bit violence. But the first one is become attached. I want to attach. I want this to last forever. But nothing lasts forever, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then neutral, 不可不乐受, is a little bit better according to me. Because you will not stir up a lot of emotion. Because when you are comfortable and then there's a lot of wanting it to last forever, uncomfortable, you want to push it away. But neutral is like a blur. How to say? You are half. You easily fall into the comfortable and you easily fall into uncomfortable. So you are ready to fall into one side of them. Yeah. So people say it's like a little bit foggy. You cannot see clearly. But it's still a little bit better than this both. So the mixed feeling is they're feeling like a melting pot. Everything is just together there. Feeling like maybe they are taken to happen every time and very quick. And then you can feel that everything like putting together. But when I try to feel it, I think most of the time I have a mixed feeling. When I have an uncomfortable feeling, I will invite the comfortable feeling come up, and then it's possible. It's possible. You can give it a try. And then some feelings are more rooted in the body. So it's from your body. So their feeling is caused by your discomfort of your body, very strong one, right? But the other time there are feelings that are more rooted in our mind. It means like you think of something, it creates an uncomfortable feeling. At the meantime, your body is very relaxed, but your mind not relaxed. So you think a lot, and then you cause a lot of discomfort mentally. And then slowly, the mental discomfort will give an effect to your body at the same time. So it's tension, there's a lot of sweat and things. And so it's vice versa. Both way can happen. So the body, actually we call it physical formations, because the body make up a lot of things. The mind also, we call it a mental formation. The physical and mental, both. Yeah. Do you think mixed feeling is come from the body and the mind? Can you imagine the example I gave you just now about the massage and being hurt and at the same time feeling very good, right? The body, I think the body feel two things. It's hurt at one hand, at the other hand it feels so comfortable. And then how your mind react to this both of this feeling. Yeah. That's why it's become a mixed feeling. So when we talk about so we can practice in the way, for example, experiencing the joy, yeah, 觉知 is the joy is the 喜, yeah. And then the happiness is the sukha, is the 乐. Okay, I put a notes down there. Number 5 and number 6 is like a vitamins to strengthening our mind. So it's like our teacher like to give, for example, if you go to see a doctor and then the doctor say, oh, you need to have a surgery, operation. And then, but the doctor have to check first whether this person have enough strength for the surgery. Doctor check, oh, you are not strong enough. So the doctor will prescribe a vitamin or something to strengthening the body's stamina. Stamina become higher, and then when the patient come back again and the doctor check, oh yeah, okay, we can do an operation, right? So it's kind of like giving a nourishment to your feelings, the joy and the happiness. And then number 6 and number 7 and number 8, our teacher many times when he because the term is maybe a little bit general. When I say mental formation, maybe quite general, right? But I don't know, many times he always mention this mental formation related to the feeling. Actually, what we want to focus is on the painful feelings. Painful feelings. Yeah. And then number 8, we embrace or calm down the painful feelings. But you also can that all kind of feeling we have to calm it down. Yeah. But do you think you want to calm down the happiness feeling? No, huh? It's attachment, correct. Because you want the happiness to last forever. It's not the happiness a problem, but the way you respond to it is the biggest problem. You want it to last forever. You want it to last very short. You want to kick it out because it's uncomfortable. So it's a problem also. So maybe we want to take a look, because when we talk about joy and happiness, it's quite, you cannot really imagine what is that. So the joy is the rising energy of delight. You can feel it. So this is difficult to explain, but you can feel it. So there's an energy of delight that rising. Yeah. Joy is more energetic and uplifting. Our teacher said there's excitement there. The excitement is not totally bad, but we need it. And then it often arises as mindfulness deepens. Yeah, it can. And we feel relief from agitation or suffering. So we are deliberately giving rise to this joy. Yeah. It can feel like a wave of freshness, excitement, or lightness in the body and mind. Lightness in the Chinese term is called a qing an. Qing is the light, an is you have peaceful. You feel light, and then you also feel peaceful. Yeah. Maybe English they call it at ease. Maybe you can do. In meditation, it is like the moment when clouds suddenly open and sunlight appears. And then you feel very excited. Oh, finally, the sun come out. For example, I stayed in France for many years. During the winter time, if the cloud suddenly open and then the sun shining, it's like, wow, this is like nirvana. Because it's so cold, Yeah. And then suddenly the wind blow again, and then it cover the sun again. Oh my goodness, this is hell again. Cold hell. Yeah. So joy is therefore the first blossoming of well-being. You see, we talk a lot about well-being, but can you give rise to joy? So when mindfulness becomes stable. So this joy, our teacher like to give a example, like joy is when you are very thirsty, and then you pass by 甘蔗水 sugar cane. You just look at the sugar cane stall, and then you feel a lot of joy already, excitement. Yeah? And then you try to see whether you have money or SGD or not. Oh, no money. And then you suddenly feel sad. So the excitement of looking at something, like you are thirsty, you look at the sugar cane stall, and then you feel a lot of excitement. And then the happiness is you give the money, please give me 1 cup of sugar cane, and then when you drink, that one is the happiness, the real one. So it's kind of a little bit different. So this is just a few examples. Example of a guided sitting. Experiencing the feeling of joy in me, I breathe in. Smiling to the feeling of joy, I breathe out. Sometimes you don't have joy, because this is also, I asked my teacher, I asked Thay, Thay, during the sitting meditation, I don't have joy at all. Yeah. If you don't have joy, you just read this one, is okay. Because it's water your store consciousness, and then slowly maybe some kind of joy will come out. But if the joy also not come out, it's okay. At least you water the joy already. Yeah, so it's called so if you want to something more precisely, you can read the second line. Yeah, breathing in, I know I have two good eyes. Breathing out, I feel joy. This one is more concrete, right? You can continue the third one. Breathing in, I recognize that my liver is in good condition. Breathing out, I feel joy. Right? Breathing in, I'm aware of my Sangha protecting me. Yeah. Breathing out, I feel joy. Yeah. Breathing in, I know that you are there in the Zoom, somewhere there, Indonesia or Malaysia or India or somewhere. Breathing out, I feel joy like that. To encourage the friends in the Zoom. Yeah. Experiencing the joy of letting go, I breathe in. Yeah. Smiling to the joy of letting go, I breathe out. So, joy of letting go. See what you want to letting go. Feeling joy to be alive. This is very real, right? You can repeat, you can choose, and then you can replace. Two good eyes, two good legs, or the other thing you can replace, and then you can do a short, simple breathing in and out. You replace the subject there, but the must is the in and out. Okay, feeling happy to be alive, I breathe out. So you combine joy and happy both together also can. But if you want only one, also possible. So this is just a sample. So for you to connect. So let's talk about the happiness. Happiness, the sukha. Happiness is a calm and contentment. Calm. Yeah. Happiness is calmer and more settled than joy. Because it's more settled. That's why the joy is a little bit excitement. The energetic excitement of joy soften into deep ease and comfort. So it's like a transition between from the at ease, the joy, into a happiness. You don't want too much excitement or too much joy. Be careful, you call it OD, OD, overdose. Be careful, overdose of joy also can give a problem. Overdose happiness also, you're not prepared to have too much happiness, and then this happiness, we call it, you pour into a cup and then the overflow. Is also, be careful. The body feels relaxed, peaceful and stable. Okay, it is like sitting quietly in warm sunlight after the cloud have cleared. So there's a calm there. So the excitement of joy, we need it, but not too much. We have to have a transition to the happiness. It's more calm. Yeah, calmer and settled. So happiness is more peaceful and steady, while joy is more vibrant and energizing. We need joy, we need happiness, but make sure not too much. Yeah. With the mindful breathing, you will have the right amount. We call it in moderation. Yeah. So let's say, what is the Buddha's idea about joy to happiness? The Buddha include both because meditation develops step by step. So see, at the very beginning, number one, mindfulness of breathing is the body, and then we can continue with the aware of my body, relaxing my body, and then we give rise to joy, right? Uplifting energy, give it rise a little bit. But if we give it rise to joy and uncontrollable, it's also a problem. Yeah. So we have to continue to stabilize with the happiness using the mind. Yeah. The body and mind become calm and concentrated. Joy lifts the mind and the happiness stabilize our mind. Yeah. You lift the mind but uncontrollable, it's become what do you say? Like a kite, but it's being cut and then fly away. Yeah. And then number 7 and number 8, actually experiencing means being aware and accepting without exaggeration. Because be careful, because our mind love to do this exaggeration thing. A small thing will make it a very big one. Yeah. So be aware of these exaggerations. And mental formation, just now I told you already about, actually our teacher, when he gave a Dharma talk related to mental formation, especially related to number 7 and number 8, he always used this. He always emphasized on the painful feelings. Yeah. But what happens if there's no painful feeling? It's okay. Yeah. You don't need to like specially digging here and there to to dig your painful suffering. But this word will very beneficial when you have that painful feeling immediate when at the other time. So when the other time the real painful feeling arrive, so you can say, aware of my painful feelings, I breathe in. Yeah. Smiling to my painful feeling, I breathe out. It will be very useful. This is also the technique of a plant Vedas. We call it calling our feelings by its true name. Right? Yeah, we call it, because we have a clarity, we have mindfulness, we can call it true name. Yeah. So actually, if you look deeply, you will see that the feelings related to the mind and the perceptions, right? Yeah. Even though we're talking about feelings, but it's really close related to mind and perception. Okay, to help you to better understand this, I'll give you a few examples. For example, the first one maybe everybody know, you can use it. Yeah, this is very common one. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Okay? And then in plant village, usually we shorten the sentence, become 1 or 2 words, right? The in and out, right? Smiling to my body, I breathe in. Releasing tension in my body, I breathe out. You know, this number 1 and number 2 is still in the body, right? You see the third one. Feeling joy to be alive, I breathe in. Feeling happy to be alive, I breathe out. And then we repeat the feeling joy, feeling happy. And then we bong. We give you like a few breaths to repeat the keywords. So the keyword is feeling joy, feeling happy. You breathe in, inside of you say feeling joy, breathing out, feeling happy. And then sometimes you will talk to yourself, no joy, no happy. It's okay, no problem at all. Yeah. And then you can see the next one, experiencing pain in my body, I breathe in. Smiling to the pain in my body, I breathe out. The smiling actually is the embracing, the calming. Yeah. Smiling in plant village we practice a lot of smiling. Yeah. Because smiling is not kind of fake smile. Huh? But if you do this fake smile also okay, I think. Because at the very beginning it's usually fake one. Yeah. Fake smile is okay. Yeah. And then when you take an in breath and out breath, your smile will become even more pure and more, how do you say, wholeheartedly natural. And then this smile can give you a lot of strength to face your difficulty. Yeah. So experiencing physical pain and smiling to your pain, so you can bear the pain. Because sometimes when we have a lot of pain and then we exaggerate, the pain becomes so big. So this is also help us to not To just recognize the pain as it is. No need to make it so big. Just as it is. Smile at it and then it will reduce. So you reduce your pain. And then this is next one, example. Experiencing the feelings of insecurity in me. There are many times you feel insecure, right? You can read this one. Yeah, I breathe in. Remember the breathe in and breathe out. Smiling at the feeling of insecurity in me, I breathe out. Yeah, so you can repeat. Yeah, in experiencing insecurity, out smiling. Yeah. Experiencing the joy of letting go, I breathe in. Smiling to the joy of letting go, I breathe out. Letting go your anxiety, your wrong perception, your anger, your frustration. You can put it there. For example, you have a lot of stress. Experiencing the joy of letting go of my stress, I breathe in. Smiling to the joy of letting go of my stress, I breathe out. So you can do like that. You use the condition, you call your feeling by its true name, and then combine with the in and out. So if for a one session, usually we can close with the, like if you have a sitting meditation. Sometimes sitting meditation, we also need to choose a subject to contemplate. Yeah, you want to contemplate on the anger, you can do that, but you start with a few exercises related to body, and then you go to the anger. You can make your own script. This is our teachers give a guidance, so you can modify it a little bit, but make it suitable to your situation. Yeah. So you see that we have covered number 1 to number 4 related to the body. Yeah, please you begin from body, and then you can experiencing the joy, happiness, the mental formation or painful feeling, and then embracing the painful feeling. For the moment, I think our teacher in the books of a blooming of a lotus, he used a lot of smiling. Yeah, to smile, to embrace. But or the smile you can replace into a calming or embracing. So you feel like a mother embracing a baby, with a compassion, a lot of understanding and calm. Yeah. So generally speaking, you practice from the body and then the feeling. Yeah. I usually do like that. Very short one. Because sometimes I can spend a long time in body and then I move to the feelings. Yeah. And then after some time in the feeling, I feel a little bit uncertainty or blur. I will return to the body again. Or just use breathing in and out for like another 2 or 3 minutes. I feel more calm. And then I can go back to the subject again. The subject of anger, for example. Or the subject of insecurity, for example. And then by doing that, actually you have a clear mind to look at your insecurity. Why you feel insecure? Related to a certain thing. Because not everything we feel insecure. But maybe related to a person, related to a company, related to a situation, related to your parents maybe, you feel insecure. But of course, I cannot guarantee that you will know the answer, but at least you try to look deeply into those feelings. And then sometimes, according to my personal experience, sometimes I don't know what happened. I practice sitting with my insecurity for many times. I don't know why it's like that. And then there's a time I feel I know something a little bit there, because I can look at from a different angle and view using this mindful breathing. The other time I can see quite a lot of things behind that I never seen. Yeah. So sometimes there's a certain subject in our life we can spend a lot of time again and again. It feels like the whole life works to look at. For example, tell you frankly, there are times I want to look at why I become a monk. Yeah. So there's a feeling of uncertainty there's a feelings of confusion, but there's a time also feeling very clear. So when I feel confusions, whether I want to continue my life like this, or I want to go in a different path, and then I want to know why I have this kind of thinking. Yeah. And then most of the time is related to what happening in the center. For example, there's somebody left the community, is affect me. Even I practice for so many years, it affect me. Or sometimes it's really depend on the consumption. What I watch, what I listen, what I seen with my own eyes, and then it's recorded and then it's disturbed me. But luckily I have time to look at it, so the disturbance will not last too long. The problem is we leave it disturbing us for too long, and it's keeping like a feeling like it's attacking us all the time. We are not able to stop it. This is what people say overthinking. So you think that one thing again and again. So when I can look at it, I know it happened, I can stop it. So I don't hurt myself. So the one that hurt myself is myself. From the beginning until now is me who fight with myself. I'm not fight with others people. Fight with other people we can, okay, but fighting with yourself sometimes is quite challenging, and it's happened many times. But I feel quite fortunate because there are many times I can stop the unnecessary fighting with myself. I can save a lot of problems, and then I can use the space to be happy, to feel the joy. Because if there's a lot of fighting in yourself, there's no more space. Because the space is occupied by the fighting, right? Yeah, that's why in the singing or breathing in, breathing out, we say there's a space inside of me. There, breathing in, breathing out, give you a space. Yeah, so that space we can give an opportunity to the joy and happiness to just bloom, to grow. Yeah. Okay, this is what I want to share about the feelings, and thank you very much. Let's listen to one sound of the bell so we can breathe together. We have 20 minutes for question and answer. Let's, if you remember the gatha, we can recite in our heart. Listen, listen. This wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. Thank you. Question? Maybe one or two. The online friend also, if you feel comfortable, you can raise your hand, or you can type in the Zoom chat. Yeah, please. I repeat.
Thank you for the very illuminating talk. Yeah, um, this phrase, nothing is inherently good or bad, right? But thinking about it makes it so, right? I think it was a famous Buddha said that, right? The word inherently, for myself, right, I didn't come to, was, before I came to kind of travel around, I was actually trying to read the scriptures myself and all that. So, for many years and all that, I've been trying to make sense of the world, feelings and stuff like that. But I was very steeped in the Western tradition. It was only when I came to realize of what. Now I got do double duty. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, just so you like that, right? Yeah. So when I came to understand what I think in English they call dependent origination and all that, right? Suddenly, the things that I've been trying to make sense starts to click. So my question is, although I know that 正念 and 正念 正定, right, can lead to wisdom and all that, right? But is a kind of systematic studying of the Dharma, right, kind of like helpful for those who are kind of like more inclined towards the insight path? Yeah, thank you very much. Because I think in general, right, in Singapore, when we kind of have discourse with people, right, they don't actually kind of understand a kind of systematic understanding of the doctrine, like the 12 links or something like the 3 marks and all that. Yeah. So thank you.
What's the question? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, long time ago, I also loved to study this theory. I love it. I like to read. I like to listen, and then Dharma seems like so interesting for me. So I want to learn everything. And then I don't know. There's one day when I attended the retreat from Plum Village. Suddenly, I feel like I'm like a fool. I want to eat a rojak, but I only read the recipe. Yeah? Yeah. So I only read the recipe. I can tell people how to make rojak, but I never make the rojak myself. So I think learning or study the Buddhism also like that. Making the rojak is the breathing in, breathing out. You use your breathing to combine with the walking, with the sitting, with the doing things. So this is called making the rojak. Yeah. I have a very vivid experience one time, because when I was still a novice monk, all the novice monk we always being assigned to go to the kitchen to cook. So frankly speaking, be honest, I don't know how to cook. So I was so afraid to go to the kitchen. You know the meaning that you want to look good in front of other people. And then if many people know that I don't know how to cook, I feel very embarrassed. But at the end, there's one brother came to me, don't worry brother, we just go to play in the kitchen. And then suddenly 50% of my embarrassment is dropped. So it's dropped half, 50%. Okay lah, I don't care now. Just go to the kitchen and see what I can do. Because I afraid they ask me to cook. Okay, you from Indonesia, you cook an Indonesian dish. Then I say, oh, see lah. Oh, my goodness, yeah. But luckily, it never happened. So when I enter the kitchens, at the very beginning, I just feel like, okay, I just contribute whatever I can. Because there are few brothers, they are very good in cooking. It's called a leader of the cooking team. So luckily, he knows that maybe he look at my face, he know. So he just give me a very simple thing. Okay, this a vegetable you chop like this. And he give me an example. You chop like this. This one you chop like this. And then I feel so relieved. Easy, just chop, 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 chop. Happily chopping. Yeah. And then the other time when he finished cooking, then we need to wash the thing. So in the kitchen, I only take responsibility of chopping and then cleaning. Chopping, cleaning, chopping, cleaning. So the cooking chores, we only have like a cook once a week only, because we have like 5 or 6 team. So it's become very, you see, how I look at the cooking at the very beginning is so terrible. And then suddenly sweet. It's just one sentence of my brother saying, you just play. And then at the end, oh, I am playing that. So there's one day, the leader came late. The cooking leader came late. So I was there, like feeling nothing to do. And then there's another brother, also a team, same as me, don't know how to cook. So luckily, there's a few people don't know how to cook. There's a few people know how to cook. So we don't know how to cook. We support the person know how to cook. So he came and saying, "Okay, brothers, our leader will come a little bit later, maybe another 15 minutes." So he asked us to go to the kitchen to take this thing out, this one, bring it out, and then we clean it, and then we chop the vegetable. So when I entered, we have a very big cooler. We go in. I went inside the cooler. I saw quite a lot of vegetable already rotten. Oh, so bad. Oh, it should be like maybe 3 or 4 days ago they cooked this vegetable. Why they leave it like this? It's become rotten. Yeah. And then suddenly, yeah, because we practice mindfulness every day, when I look at the rotten vegetables, even I feel sorry, but it gives rise to a certain, maybe we call it small enlightenment, small realization. Yeah, related to that one, that I accumulated a lot of knowledge and theory, but I never cook. So the vegetable, we can buy a lot of vegetable, but if we don't cook, it will rotten. Your theory will become rotten, toxin, and a poisonous vegetable. I think maybe your theory also. That's why our teachers say our knowledge can become a new obstacle for us if we acquire too much. If we too much, yeah, over much. Yeah. So you see, everything I see, everything I experience, everything I listen, if I'm clear enough in my mind, everything can become a source, a nourishment for my realization. And it's very vivid in me because it comes from myself. Yeah. Appreciation. Yeah, of course, as a Dharma teacher, we continue to learn, but we also continue to practice breathing. Yeah. So I believe if you continue to come to the Sangha house to practice regularly, you can study more, is okay. But if you only study without really put them into a practice,
Because I went to Korea.
yeah, it will be a little bit dangerous because you will accumulate a lot of, because in our tradition, this is, I only can speak on behalf of our tradition, that we don't acquire too much knowledge. I teach you this because it's related to the practice. I don't teach you that the moon, the sky, the stars. No need. Yeah. But if you are curious, you can go to read. Yeah. Now we know what our priority in the practice and the transformation. It's better like that. Okay, huh? I hope it's answer you. 2 questions. Oh, okay. So maybe we can listen to one sound of the bell. Let's breathe together to digest my sharing just now. To cook my sharing. Okay, let's read the questions. When I'm in neutral or have a mixed feelings or maybe confused, it is too hard to practice number 5 and 8. Yeah, if you difficult to practice the number 5 to 8, then you practice number 1 and 2. You are always welcome. If you are in a state of uncertainty or maybe the emotion is too strong, you are always welcome to return to the breathing in. I know this is my in breath. Breathing out, I know this is my out. This is our fundamental. This is our solid bedrock of mindful breathing. And then, of course, like when he say neutral or mixed feeling or maybe confusions, it will help you to be clear and to see what happened to you while you are confused. So by return to the number 1 and number 2. So usually we don't jump immediately to number 5. Like, there's a car. Long time ago, we have a different kind of car. There's a car, they use a system called diesel. This diesel car, you have to turn it on for some time, like maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes to make it like a heat up or warm up. Oh yeah, exercise also. Before you do the exercise, actually you need to warm up your body a little bit. Yeah. So this is also the same. Yeah. If you think that the warm up process is not enough, you just go back to continue to even just do the warm up is already very beneficial. Yeah. I hope his answer, huh? So you don't need to immediately jump to number 5 or number 8, but it's always good to have maybe the first breathing and the second breathing, because number 1, 2, 3, 4 you can go very quickly, in and out, yeah, and then following you can do a little bit longer, few minutes, and then number 3 and 4 just now like I shared, you can combine, and then you can go to the feelings. Yeah, because feeling is more subtle, body is more tangible. Tangible, it means that you can feel it easily. Yeah. Okay, I hope I answer. Who is that? Dao. Okay. If you have more questions, you can ask more if you want. Thank you so much for this is another question from Helen. Thank you so much for the wonderful sharing. What if there are some painful thoughts, feelings seems to be sticky? They seem always there in the background of my mind. Do you have any suggestion on how to deal with this? So we are not dealing with this painful feeling one time, but we have to deal it again and again from time to time because you just look at the painful feeling. Actually, the painful feeling is reducing a little bit just by looking at it, using the mindful breathing. And in our tradition also, we believe that actually the breathing is also a kind of energy, contain a very neutral, very cool energy that will transform our painful feelings. Okay, maybe now you imagine I have a cup of water, a little bit, they call it a very bitter. There's a bitter liquid, I put the bitter liquid inside this cup. So if I drink the bitter liquid, it becomes so bitter, right? But if I have a water, I put it in, I mix with the neutral water, I mix with the breathing in and breathing out. What happened to the bitter water? It's become dilute and then the bitterness reduce. But you are very smart to put the bitter thing again. But at least there's a bitter things a little bit there. You put energy or breathing in, breathing out, you mix with it. The degree of bitterness reduce or dilute. So when you drink, it's quite okay. But yeah, you are very expert in putting again, yeah, very expert. So you need to continue to breathe. Continue mixing. So it will not create a harm for yourself. You know it's harm you. Yeah. So now we are in competition with you put more bitter water or you put more mindfulness of breathing. So it's mixed together. Yeah. So it's also apply the same to the anger, frustrations, and all kind of things. If you mix with mindful breathing, it will dilute. If you don't believe me, give it a try. And then, of course, there are emotions that are very strong. You need to breathe for sometimes. Yeah, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even sometimes 15 minutes. Even sometimes it's too strong. I myself also have to go out to walk like, few round just to pay attention to my breath and my steps. And then after come back, I feel the bitterness reduce. So this mindful breathing is the energy to mix with them. So the pain bearable can be bearable. Okay, let me drink. Still very good. Okay, maybe one more question, maybe from the audience if we have. If no question, we can go home. Maybe let's wait for 3 breaths. Okay, thank you very much. Let's end our class tonight with the 3 sounds of the bell, and you're welcome to practice. Listen, listen. This wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. 3 times.